I guess what I wanted to hear though, at the sort of the tip of it, is like, what is the worst one of the worst things you've ever seen in terms of how dogs were treated and how you were able to take them out of that and, give them a happy life somewhere else?
A few years ago, our local police department called me, and they had a hoarding situation, and they had been called in from the Family and Children's Services because the children were actually being removed from the home. The children were going to
Oh,
school, and they had body lice, head lice, and so
oh,
anyway, I didn't get involved in a whole lot of that, because when I was called in, everything had already been decided on that end. And when they get there to take the children, they find out the home is full of a lot of animals. So they called me, and I said, well, how many animals are you talking about? And they said, 15 to 20. Well,
wow.
so I start making calls to some of my friends that do rescue, and I'm like, I don't know what we're going into. I don't know what kind of animals, what kind of dogs they are, big, small, sick, well, but I'm going to need some help. So they all come running. We go over. Uh, the law is there. They've already removed the kids. This is the most horrible, horrible place I have ever seen. I walk to the door, and there's this reaching odor. And I look down on the floor. If you can imagine this, it
Oh,
was dried up on the floor, but there was so many feces, animal
oh
feces
my God.
on the
Okay,
floor
yeah.
that it had been walked on, and it had dried, and it covered the floor completely. You had to look down and think about it for just a minute to realize what this was. I went out in the back. There was a kennel that had two dead dogs in it with about six
Oh,
other live dogs.